is 5 years old, and what better thing to do here on the Madness channel than to open some more packs, because, you know, that's what we like to do. We like to open packs, we like to find things, we like to try and complete the master set here of Rosetta. We are so many boxes in, and it feels like we're so far. But you know, I never thought when I first tried this game, it wasn't quite 5 years ago, it was a little bit over 4. I played my first game of Flesh and Blood. You know, I'd heard a lot about it, and I thought, you know, I'll go try it. I got some of the starter decks back when they were called starter decks, I believe, way back in the beginning, and I got them, you know, a little bit before, current funnel, a little bit before prices started to go wild and crazy on it, before they sold out, all that different stuff. And I played my first game of Flesh and Blood. It was Katsu versus Bravo, and man, it was fun. It was a super really fun experience. And the funny thing is like, I'm the kind of person who generally, when I'm looking at a card game or board game or whatever it is, I kind of like, you know, really clear, really simple rules, easy to get in, easy to figure out how to play the game. And even though I remember back then, you know, there was no, gosh, there's foil felling of the crown, boom. There was no starter, like, what's the word, insert or rules or anything in the deck box. And so go online, try and figure out how to play. And all I could find, you know, there's that one little video, which was, it was okay, but it was okay. It wasn't a bad video, but it wasn't amazing. I'll put it that way. It was not amazing. Like, this box is going to be amazing. Oh my goodness. Regrowth and shock foil behind that too. But even though it was actually pretty hard to figure out how to play the game, the first game we played, we just kind of didn't have any idea really what we were supposed to be doing. We're just throwing attacks here and there, wasting cards, blocking wrong, doing everything wrong. But it was so, I don't know, it was that I had not been engaged by a TCG like that, or a board game for that matter, within the first game so much. I really felt that back and forth kind of a Mortal Kombat style of just attacks flying all over the place. It was fun. It was a ton of fun. I knew from that first game, I was like, oh, you know, I loved it, and I'm going to have to play more. I'm going to have to buy more, and I'm going to enjoy it. But I had no idea that it would lead to this much madness, or that would get this far. 4 years later for me, 5 years here for the game. We've cut through the facade. We've hit the real deal. And this game is not done. Right? This game is not going anywhere. 5 years is just feels like we're just getting started. We're just getting rolling. And of course, a lot of TCGs never make it this far. There are many TCGs that never see year 3 or 4, let alone year 5. And even some of the ones that do, they don't necessarily see the continued growth and expansion like Flesh and Blood is seeing right now. Sometimes, right, you'll see some TCGs, they're hanging around for quite a while, but it's more like they have kind of a, you know, kind of a consistent fan base. It's not really big news everywhere. It's not all over the place, but Flesh and Blood just continues to give us cold foil commons. No, it continues to grow. It's expanding. We've got worlds happening so soon, just a couple weeks. Gone in a flash. What is this box? What is this box? Look at the Majestics. Current funnel. Mechanicians of Domination. Cut through the facade. Gone in a flash. Foil felling of the crown. That is absolutely ridiculous, and it is one of many reasons why Rosetta is my favorite set. Definitely my favorite set for sure. Look at that, boom. And that's another nice thing, you know, about Flesh and Blood is, you know, sometimes you play a game and you kind of can get stuck at looking back at that first set or that second set, and it's like, you know, that's really where the dream was, and then you know, everything just kind of fell apart after that. That's, you know, that's one way I feel about, you know, the original, not the original, the Lord of the Rings Decipher version, right? There's a Middle Earth something, TCG before that. But the original Decipher Lord of the Rings, the first set was so much fun. So much fun. And I enjoyed all the sets that came afterwards, but it never quite got back to that first set as far as, I don't know, goodness for me. Everything that went past it got a little, you know, maybe that's just because we got farther and farther away from Moria. I don't know. But here in Flesh and Blood, this feels like, okay, you know, set 1, obviously I've got a lot of great memories from it. From set 2, 3, go down the list. But as I get farther in, my favorite set continues to change, right? There keeps being new stuff that comes out. It's like, you know, I think I like this better than I liked it before. And of course, I love to see that. Love to see it. It's a Rotwood Reaper. It's not the one we need. Man, progress. No bueno on the set. So even though the sets get better, apparently our ability to finish the Master Set does not. It has not improved yet. Though, I mean, that was pretty exciting this year. We got 2 in a row. We got heavy hitters. We finished that one. Then we finished Part the Mistveil. Man, I thought we were going to hit them all. Succumb to Temptation. Thank you for our 3rd Foil Majestic here. I thought we were going to hit all 3 sets this year. And man, I mean, time is really running out for that Thorn. We're not going to make it, I don't think. Oh, so close. So close. Anyways, Flesh and Blood, lots of fun. Of course, there's a lot of excitement. What's going to be the next set? We have the world premiere in Prague coming up in January. Oh man, if you haven't been to Prague, it is a fun city to visit. Kind of a flash. Of course, most of the cities that they pick for these big events are fun to visit. But if you have the opportunity to go to that one, I suggest doing it because Prague, again, very, very fun city to visit. Nice. People are starting to wonder, you know, what's the next set going to be? We've got those castles. The amount of Dromai cards that have sold in the last, I don't know, little bit of time for me. Those dusts, you guys are not giving up on the dusts. They are moving. They feel like they're 10 feet tall. There's a nice pack. Lightning Greaves. Let's go ahead. We'll finally sleeve a card here. We'll sleeve one. I'm going to find a better sleeve than that. It has a little nick in it. Yeah. We'll see if Dromai is coming. Dromai is going to come back at some point, right? And it will be really interesting to see if she can do something super cool with the dust that everybody has been kind of just letting hang around there. Some of the dusts are actually, you know, getting above that $1 mark, finally. And yes, it would be cool if we could see pirates. I think pirates would be kind of fun. We'll have to see. They always have all these, you know, fun hints and different things in the pictures of the cards. And there's so many of them at this point, though. It's like, you know, tough to hit them all. Tough to get to all of them. Which ones are the traps? And which ones point to the future truth? This, we do not know. Hello, Ironside. Welcome to the chat. How are you doing? We're doing fine here. We're opening packs of cards, which is always a good thing. And we're getting close to the end of opening this set. Although I do have to say it is still a fun set to open. Still not bad for opening boxes. And still, I mean, so much movement on this. Don't let TCG Player trick you. Sometimes you look on there and you're like, oh, there's not that many things moving or not that many sales happening for Flesh and Blood, but oh, they're happening. They're definitely happening. They may not be happening on that platform, but the sales, there's a lot of sales for Flesh and Blood out there. I think that kind of scares away some places because they see what they see on TCG player and you think, yeah, I don't know if I can move this as a store or whatnot. Oh yeah, there's a lot of people engaging with Flesh and Blood. Rosetta is, I mean, has to be one of the better selling sets in my recent memory. The game's growing. The game is definitely growing, not just in the new regions, but there's a lot of movement happening here as well. But all that to say, so far this box is no excitement. First box is amazing. Second box here was okay. Third box is sad. Feeling a little bit sad. Oh, there we go. See, you just got to say something a little bit, then you get a foil. Gone in a flash. Our Majestics here are just absolutely amazing. Absolutely, positively amazing. Ooh, this pack was kind of a funny smash at the bottom there. Does that mean it's good? No, it does not. It does not. Yeah, Flesh and Blood, you know, I'm one of the people who's like, you know, it's okay to like more than one card game, and it is okay to, you know, think more than one card game can be good and awesome. But Flesh and Blood is one of those games where, if you haven't tried it out yet, I assume most of the people who are watching this, who get this far in this video, they've probably tried it out. But it's just one of those games you just have to try it. And you just gotta give it a shot. And it does so many things so well. And it does so many things, like just the communication and everything from the team and the progress and the way they're developing the game. And again, the way the sets, they just feel like continual progress. And, you know, I really get the sense that, again, we're just getting started with Flesh and Blood. This is going to get, I mean, I can't imagine 10 years from now where this game is going to be. Another 5 years, you know, you double the time frame. It's going to be fire. I expect it to be fire. Of course, you can never, ever, ever predict the future. And it is going to be interesting as, you know, it seems like we're entering a period where more and more TCGs are able to withstand kind of the broader market pressures. And it seems like there's the potential to have quite a few more TCGs, Mr. Fortress, start to hit that, you know, 7, 10, 12, 15 year range. And not just be, you know, Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, and Pokemon as kind of those big three. It feels like, you know, there's a chance. It feels like there's a chance for a few more games to kind of hop in there and hold on. And I guess I don't see any reason right now why Flesh and Blood would not be one of those. Now, that was only 3 boxes, but those were the 3 I had left from a partially opened case. So we're going to move those to the side. We're going to switch on over to a full case here. That one was not bad at all. Double Legendary Marvel. Amazing Majestics all over the place. It seems like we've had a pretty good streak of Majestics in our last... Oh, we did 4 cases in the last video, so last 5 cases. Majestics have been feeling very, very good. And as we speak of that, we get a Splatter Skull. It'd be cool to see some sort of like... maybe it'd be weird. I was going to say like a Necromancer Brute. I don't know. That could be cool. That could be kind of cool and kind of fun. You know, not just a shadow one where it is the thing that's been kind of reimagined, but a Brute that's bringing up some other things. I don't know. Get some of that Orc Shaman vibes or something going on. Oh, man. Let's see, a question in the chat from Ironside. Do I take in trade-ins for the single star? Trying to get my hands on a Marvel Adult Verdants. Yes, I do take in trade-ins. You can send me what you got. Either find me on Facebook, send me a message there, or you can send me an email, mastersetmadness@gmail.com. I do take trade-ins for cards. Do take trade-ins for box breaks, trade-ins for whatever. And I actually take trade-ins between Flesh and Blood and Star Wars Unlimited. And depending on what it is, I can also take Magic for trade-ins too. But depends on what it is. Really depends. Hello, the Baron of Flesh and Blood. So yeah, I've done some bigger trades too, cross games, because I know some people just, you try a game and you decide you want to move into the other one, or vice versa. Definitely like to provide that service for people. Of course, in addition to having all the singles that people need. We're trying to open enough packs to have everything. I have most everything left from this set, though I think within the next probably 3 or 4 days, I don't know, maybe that's ambitious, but I would not be surprised if in the next 7 days I have a bigger list of cards from Rosetta that I'm just kind of out of. There you go, the Baron. You can definitely hit me up if you've got Magic. If you have Magic that you want to trade for Flesh and Blood or something like that, the easiest way for Magic is to get, if it's single cards, to get a list from TCG Player through the app or something. Otherwise, it can get kind of messy to look through and filter it. But I can also consider sealed products as well. For trade, I could take altered sealed also at the moment, until altered gets their full online store thing running. I don't know if I'll do anything beyond sealed for that. Mantown Hobbies here, ready for the Thorn. I'm ready here for it too. You know, that would be an amazing way to celebrate 5 years of Flesh and Blood, would be to see the Rosetta Thorn just appear on this screen in its full glory for us to enjoy. That would be such a nice experience for us, wouldn't it? It would feel so much nicer than that mental block if we could find the Rosetta Thorn year number 5. Perfect, the Baron. Yep, scanning with TCG is much easier. Much easier. Count your blessings, everyone. Don't get mad at the card. It's just a card. It's okay. We're going to all make it. We're going to make it through. That's probably the big struggle for many. You're in year 5. Who knew? Who knew that rare would cause so much joy? Who knew the joy of that was coming in this set? What kind of joy do we foresee in our next upcoming sets, though? Again, I mean, that's speaking of count your blessings, right? We saw that card, Poison the Well. I don't know how many sets back. The anti-health life gain card, there really wasn't a whole lot for it to do. Not a whole lot interaction for it. Now there's a bit more. You know, those are the kind of things you're looking for and looking at as you think about the new cards, what they're coming up in the future here. Oh, is it going to be a new Dromai on Sunday? I don't know. I don't know. It seems like there are a lot of people expecting it to be Dromai coming up, just based on the movement that you see on TCG Player. And whether or not that's just a bunch of people who are excited or people who know things that I don't know, I don't know. But everything, so Dust specifically has been moving a lot. The Tomes of Imperial Flame, people have been grabbing those up as well. There's a bunch of movement happening there. There's a lot of movement. The art in the teaser is one of the ash. One of the ash. Well, there you go. Maybe I missed that teaser. Which teaser is that? There's so many teasers. One of the things, so it's hard, one of the hard things for, it's not hard, but one of the things I feel like maybe I'm the only one reading it wrong or something, but it seems like when FabTCG does a lot of their posts on social media, they're very, and I know part of it's the time zone thing, but they kind of come back to back within a couple hour time frame, as opposed to being spread like throughout like a 24-hour period a bit more. So sometimes they come close together. Dust from the Chrome Caverns, yep. Well, we all know it's, you know, it's been coming for a while. Most things are going to come back and circle around to, at some point, the biggest question usually is how long it will be, when will it appear. Look at that, 2 packs. We got a Marvel followed up by an Arcanite Fortress. So look at that, Marvel Legendary. Man, every other pack was like that. There you go. Hop on the Discord, find all the rumors, bring them back. Throw all the rumors down in the chat, you know, all the short note version for us so we can know. We can know. Last pack here of the box. Here we are working through our second case of the video. And look at that. Look how far you can go without that thorn. They have made it very difficult. They have decided to make it impossible for us to find. Oh, it felt like there was something. But there was something here. Another current funnel. There we go. That was the first one we opened today. So we're starting to hit our potentially second round of each Majestic here, which would be okay with because they are so good. It feels so good opening a set where you're excited about the Majestics. That was box 2 of the case. So this is now box 3 of this case. And again, we're getting closer here towards the end of opening Rosetta. Can't do Rosetta forever, though it is tempting. It looks like I'm going to have to open some older boxes here to start. Even, what was it? Getting some more dust from Stillwater, the Stillwater Shrine from Part the Mistveil. I'm finally starting to run out of those, so I might have to open up some more Mistveil. Not because it's just that card. I wouldn't open a box of Part the Mistveil just to get that one card. Is maybe not a wise decision, but there are a few other cards we could use from there. I can always use a couple more weakest links. This could be a pretty good case. It could be. It's feeling, you know, it doesn't feel bad. It does not feel amazing at this point. You know, Aether Bindings has come down quite a bit. I have been out of news Marvel news for so long. Unfortunately, she was the Marvel hero I got the least of. That was a little disappointing, though, you know? I did not mind seeing a bunch of Enigmas, mechanicians of Dominion, not domination. That would be a very different card. Maybe not too different. Oh man, though. Probably won't film too much, so if I go back and open some old boxes, I might just kind of have to do it speed style, get some things up and running. That, and you know, the last few MST openings I did were not super well viewed, and I think, you know, at this point the views might be worse. But last pack of this box here, so box 3 was no bonus except for a pair of feet there. Not really much happening there. Box 4 will give us a chance. Another chance. We'll get a few more cases to open. We'll see how far we get today. Plow under, there we go. That's our first one of those. We like seeing you. It is going to be interesting to see, fertile fields, yep. It's going to be interesting to see which cards here in Rosetta can really hold up and which ones, if any, are going to have kind of a weakest link. Warmonger's Diplomacy, kind of a vibe to them. It's just Twinkle Toes. Twinkle Toes? Wait a minute, does that mean we didn't get a cold foil in one of these boxes? I think it does. Only got 3 there. Well, maybe we'll get 2 here, right? There we go. The Baron will watch. The Baron will watch MST. Oh, I know there's always some people. Some who will watch, but man, it's kind of the whole game here is how fast can you move your hands and get these cards moved around. Ooh, a truce, I like seeing that. So sometimes the filming is fun, but it does slow you down. It does slow you down a little bit. Ooh, it's a foil one. Good. Good. We're running low on foil channel of the Millennium Trees, so that should mean I think I have 2 play sets of that now left. Oh, I don't know if it takes longer than ripping on your couch with Netflix. That would slow me down. Well, it would either slow me down or I wouldn't know what was actually happening in the Netflix show. Succumb to temptation. Unsheathed. I like seeing unsheathed. Ooh, there we go. There's our number 4 cold foil. So when I'm counting cold foils here too, obviously the commons, the legendary, and then yeah, I count the Marvels as the cold foil as well because they're coming from that same slot for this set. So we did get 4 in the case. Unfortunately, it was a double common last box. Just imagine if that had been a double Marvel box or something neat like that. Could have been. It very, very well could have been. That would have been a 5-year, you know, boom, hit in excitement. Though maybe that's just what that Thorn has been waiting for. It's been waiting for today. Ooh, look at that last pack of the case. Last pack, Felling of the Crown. Love it. Love it. We'll leave that on the screen for just a second while we clear the common tower. Right, we're working on having 1 day with no workplace issues of accidents of towers falling over. We had a nice streak before and then we wrecked it. Just barely, but it was enough for me to say it was wrecked. So we're going to see if we can avoid that today. And we're going to get a couple more. We got a whole other case here to open. I do have to remove the wrapping on it, though. Wasn't quite ready. So we're going to clear some wrapping on that. But before I do that, we do have to move these because, again, the wrapping, the dust from that is the worst. Even if I don't open it above here, ooh, dust flies. Oh man, here we go. That's a good question, Madtown Hobby. Whose YouTube do I put on the background when I'm not filming? So if I'm opening boxes and not filming, oh man. I mean, between shipping orders and opening other boxes and doing all that kind of stuff, let's put it this way. There are so many hours of content that I listen to between YouTube and different things. Actually, one of my preferred things is to listen to books because YouTube, I mean, you kind of hit a spot on YouTube where it's like you just get tired of seeing the same things over and over again, and it just keeps throwing the same, stuff at you. And so the books are nice. You get that deeper, in-depth look at, a topic or something. So I've been really liking doing that lately, more books. Otherwise, on YouTube, I mean, I listen to all sorts of stuff. All sorts of stuff. Obviously, I try and listen to, other different Flesh and Blood creators. Though sometimes I'm looking at so many cards that mentally just kind of need to hear something else. So if it's history or whatever, all that fun stuff. All the things, all the topics you're not allowed to talk about on the internet, but you're allowed to listen to. Those are the fun ones. That's what I like to listen to as well. But those are, some of them are not the conversations for card time. But yeah, I don't really have just one or two. I wouldn't even say top places I go. I'm hopping around all over the place. Of course, if there's a, dev talk or something like that pops up, I like to get those ones up and running right away. Gotta get that stuff going. Tongue-tied. Here we go. Next case. Current funnel again to start with an unsheath. There you go. That's a fun pack. That is a fun pack. It has, speaking of things you listen to and all that fun jazz, I don't know exactly where I'm going to go with this, but we'll just see what happens. But it has, I've felt a little bit more limited on what not limited by anybody else, but by my own choice of what I talk about or share as I break pack after pack after pack, because there's already so many people talking about, the controversial things in card games and different stuff. And sometimes the discussions, I just feel, this feels like a lot of duplication, but it's okay. Sometimes they just feel kind of silly to me, and it's like, I don't know, you feel like what you could say to add to it would take a minute or two or three, and they kind of just, they are what they are. And so there we go. I don't want to, I want to be a channel that and I've talked about this before, but it really focuses kind of on the positive aspects of things, and how you can enjoy a game for what it is, and not spend so much time stressing about everything that could be better, everything that could be changed. And yeah, it makes it a little bit more challenging for topics sometimes, or ends up being kind of the lack of topics. But I don't want to topic farm clicks and stuff with this is the brand new problem, or you're gonna make $1 million if you do this. Obviously that's generally not in the card game space, but it's made it a little different in the last few months. And one of the things, like sometimes I'll throw something about money on the thumbnail, but I've kind of stepped away from talking about card finance too much. Channel Lightning Valley. Like there was a time I was kind of toying with that, and part of the reason I've done that, part of the reason that I've stepped away from talking about card prices and moving up and moving down, and you guys, you let me know if you think this is actually something you'd like to hear more about, because I've thought about making a video that talks about this. But one of the reasons I've stepped away is because, again, I've done this myself, where I've spent, you can spend hours within a week looking at card prices and thinking about which one's going to move up and which one's going to move down, trying to time when you buy a card, sending messages to a bunch of different people to try and, get a card. Instead of paying $5 for it, you pay $4 for it. Or instead of, paying $50, you're going to pay $47 for the card. And you can spend as much time as you want trying to play that game. But I've found that it just, it actually feels better to spend less time doing that and thinking about that, even as a seller, to spend less time focusing on every single card's potential $1.50, to instead just be thinking about, take that however many, like over a year, if you're going to spend 200 hours doing that, why not put that time towards figuring out how to just gain a little bit more income from your job? And then you have the money that it doesn't matter if the card is 5, 6, 7, 10, 15. I don't know, it feels more and more like it's just a better way to spend the time. And then for me, I enjoy the cards actually a little bit more when, instead of spending all my time looking for a deal on something, it's like, I can just get the card I want to get when I want to get it. So I don't know. And I totally get it, because, I've been the kind of person where I've had a lot of fun. Like, I enjoy looking at the price charts. I enjoy trying to think about which cards are going to be in the next couple sets and which ones are going to move up. Like, it's not like it's a chore or a pain or anything like that. But I've also found that I don't know if it's the best use of time, or the best way, at least for me, to kind of enjoy the game and even enjoy, buying and selling. So I've stepped away. I've just stepped a little bit away from trying to talk about, whoa, this card's going to be going up in this direction and maybe moving in this direction, and grab it now or don't grab it now, or all that fun jazz. Not that it's bad or anything, but just for me, I don't know if it's the right thing for me to have, my push in it. Apparently nobody agrees, though, because I could see the views going down right now. So I don't know, maybe I offended somebody. I don't know, that happens. That does happen too. Questions there. Have you played any events since Tampa? Am I going to Worlds? I have not had any time to play in any events since Tampa, because I have just been opening packs and selling cards. And, that's one of the things about doing this, is the more I do this, the less I actually get to play the game, which is a double-edged, it's kind of a double-edged sword. You know, and if you hear other people talk about that, if you're going to own or run a game store, or like I do with an online store, chances are you get less time to actually play. And it's funny because you start it because you really like foil destructive aether tides, like that one. You start it because you love games and you really enjoy cards. But even though you technically spend more time looking at them and dealing with them and interacting with them, you end up getting upside down sections of a box. You end up just having less time to actually play them. So, I don't know. I've been thinking about that too. I've been thinking a little bit about that too. And part of that is just because as a way of doing business, it takes so much time to move all these cards around and make things happen. And because there's a bunch of people doing it, there are a lot of people just do it for fun, right? They just open some boxes, see what they get, sell some stuff. Then there's not always, not always a great margin. Sometimes you just end up spending a few hours to break down a case or a couple boxes, with knowing that your goal is you're going to spend 3 hours of work and time moving stuff, and at the end you're not going to actually get anything from it, but you just have to get that case moved because you need, whatever cash flow to happen, or you want to have some more stock in your store and different things. So, no, I've not played. That's a long answer to no, I've not played in any events since Tampa. I will not be able to go to Worlds, unfortunately. I would love to, but it's just not in the cards at the moment. Because we haven't gotten any thorns. Oh my goodness, let's see here. Madtown. There's always someone that hasn't heard yet or would enjoy getting to hear your opinion. I totally get that. Totally get that. I've just been trying to think about the balance between, well, one, how much time do I have to spend on each topic? Two, I've also found that, when I try and do a bigger topic or something while I'm opening cards, usually what happens is I either get so slow on opening the cards, or more likely, I just do kind of a bad job on talking about the topic because I'm half thinking about the cards while I'm live streaming and then reading the chat, and then it just usually I don't get my point across well. And, I know it's going to happen more often than I would like it to happen, but I don't really want to give out super bad takes, if I can avoid it on topics. But I mean, my general philosophy is most of the things that people talk about that they're upset about in card games, it's just most of it's not as big of a deal as people make it out to be. And I don't want to sit and try and make a big deal about things that I don't really think are that big of a deal sometimes, because it's cards, it's paper cards, and yeah, I mean, there are a lot of consequences with things though, right? Financially for people based on different decisions, so I don't want to diminish everything. Magic's a great example lately of that, where somebody makes a decision about what cards you can or can't play, and then, man, a bunch of people lose value. Nice. They lose value and they sell all their cards, and then even now you go back and look, and you could see like Jeweled Lotus, creeping back up from how it dipped low, and man, I can just only imagine how many people have made bad decisions based on all the fun that's happening over there. And man, I hope we don't have stuff like that happening here in Flesh and Blood. But it did make me feel kind of good that I wasn't, wasn't too involved in that realm of things at the moment. Zane says less financial analysis and more card enjoyment. Man, I think, I think the way that you, again, can really enjoy cards the most, and this is, again, it's a topic some people don't want to hear about, but if you're spending all your time talking about prices and how expensive the game is, right? And you're really stressed about, man, I can't spend that. I just can't afford to spend that much money to buy the competitive deck so I can compete, so I can, win. It's like, honestly, it's like if that's stressing you, are you really at the point anyways where you're going to spend 300 hours in the next year to actually get good enough at this game and go to all the competitions? Like the amount of time you're going to spend doing that, as opposed to putting some of that towards earning another 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, pick your number for the year, earning that extra bit of money so that then you just can buy the cards you want to buy and you don't have to spend your time doing all the financial analysis. You can just have fun with the stuff you like. Sure, you might have to wait. You might have to take a break. It's not as much fun as, playing with cards now, but it's probably a better decision in the long run for a lot of people. Ooh, there we go, an extended art finally, but it is not what we need. Not what we need. Eternal Inferno. We'll take it, though. We will take it. Let's see here. Madtown says the race to the bottom is real. I'm sorry, I don't remember exactly when you posted that in my conversation. Oh, the race to the bottom, probably about the Magic stuff, yeah. Now, the race to the bottom is another fun conversation. It's another fun conversation. I don't know if I want to get into that one right now. It really depends on the context. Though, for Rosetta, the race to the bottom's not been too bad. It's not been too bad yet on a good amount of cards. On a good amount of cards. The whole race to the bottom, no, I'm not gonna go there. I'm not going in there. Don't be tempted. Don't be tempted. Well, let's hear. Okay. We play a different game, the Game of Thrones. The Game of Thorns, yes. I'm trying to pull them. This feels like a Game of Thorns right now. I'm trying to get that card. Is ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous how long it's taken to get, but Face Purgatory, that is nice. That one and Lightning Greaves, which you could probably guess based on the price of them. Those are the two legendaries that I'm going to run out of first. Let's see here. Foil Art of War holders felt that in Fab. Yep. No, for sure. That is true. We did have that happen, and, I totally get it for the health of a constructed format being better, but at the same time, I'm generally not excited about bans. Generally. That is my general take, though. Sometimes you just gotta rip something off to hopefully make something better in the future. Flash of Brilliance, but again, that's another reason that if you can get to that spot where you're not so worried about the money that you're putting in and getting it back out or different things, then you're doing okay. Though I know a lot of people, I put myself in the same thing. Obviously, I'm opening up packs and stuff, and the madness does not work if the values of the cards are, super low. Then the whole thing just doesn't happen. So I'm very, very cognizant of people wanting to have and maintain some value with the cards they purchase. says on here, we got if someone is stressed about spending that money, they should first pump hours into Talishar. From there you can gauge whether you like a hero willing to dive into a competitive environment. For sure. For sure. It has never been easier. Never been easier to what you have here in Flesh and Blood, where before you spend a single dollar, you can sit and play a million games on Talishar, and you can try anything you want before you actually buy any of the cards. 100%. 100%. The other thing you can get and start to gauge from that is you can start to actually see if you feel like you can be competitive. Right? It's a great way to learn quick, get quick feedback loops, trying different things. Because Flesh and Blood, I mean, it is not necessarily going to be clear to you as a Flesh and Blood player, even in your first, I don't know, 10, 15 games, 10, 20 games, like, it's not enough. The game's complicated enough, and the skill level that you can get to is high enough that it's going to take a while for you to actually get to that point where you realize, you know, I'm pretty good at this game. Or, you know, I don't know if I'm ever going to crack the code on this. It takes a lot of games to get there. And as you have seen, right, the more this game has expanded, the more people who hop into it, the more people are entering in the game who are willing to spend more time than, you know, most people to get better at it. And so it's, yeah, super skill intensive, and, you know, it's not quite the same as it used to be where, you know, we'd have event after event after event of, you know, the same couple of people, not just at the top, but, you know, getting the win or being in the top 3 or 4. Like, it's starting to spread out more and more as you get more people, and things are shifting around who's up at the top. And that's where it's like, okay, you know, define what you mean by you can't play competitively for X dollars. The real question in my mind is, you know, if you really want to compete. You can't compete unless you're willing to spend hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of your life to do that. And that the amount of time that will take, that cost is going to be significantly higher than the cost of whatever deck you're trying to buy. But that's the case here. I don't know why I'm looking at it. What did I do different? Did I just throw away all the Majestics? How many do we get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. I mean, 22 is a little bit low. Let me just do a quick check. See if I threw one away or something. I was looking at that. It's like, usually I feel a little bit more crowded, a little bit more claustrophobic in how many things I have on the screen. Let's see here. Yeah, competitive or not, the game is fun and the community is pretty helpful and friendly. Absolutely. Absolutely. And so that's, for me, it's like, you know, if you're just going in to have fun, which I think is where probably most people should start. I mean, why would you want to do something competitive if you don't think it's fun in the first place? I don't know, you know, like the returns you're going to get, even if you're the best, are, you know, they're not going to match necessarily trying to go for it if it's not fun, right? So 100% game is fun. That should be kind of the first consideration before you start thinking about throwing a ton of money on it. You're going to have people, you know, you're going to have people who will even help you build your decks and stuff and lend you things. You know, your average LGS probably has somebody who will let you borrow a legendary or two or some Majestics or different things for a big event especially. You're going to have a few people around who will help you out. And, you know, if you find out you're really, 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 really good, well, then maybe you just bite the bullet and you make things happen. But again, it's that time. The time is really the biggest sink. So I don't know, I've been thinking about making a topic or a video about that. Not a live one, but a different video. Because I know every few days there's somebody who makes a post about how game's too expensive, too hard to get in. And I can see, the valid reasons why people would look at that for different things, but at the same time, we got these armory decks right now, which are pretty awesome. And you don't really have to spend that much more to, to be semi-competitive at a local event. I mean, the bigger reason you're not going to win that event is if you just haven't put the time in. And yeah, if money is your thing, your big problem, then maybe you just don't need the 70, 80 hours of gameplay time that will take you to get to that beginning competitive stage. At least not yet. What's going on, Rattler? Welcome for dropping in here for a moment. Yep, armor pieces are reusable. Lots of things like that. Yep, it's really nice that it's not like standard Magic was. Now you get 3 years with your cards in standard Magic, but, for years, only getting 2. And then, really, depending on the set, you didn't actually get 2 years with that set. You'd get less. If it wasn't the first set that came out in the cycle. And then for a lot of those Magic cards, you'd always have, what was I going to say? You'd have, within, I don't know, 4 months of rotation, 3-4 months of rotation, everything would start to drop in value if it was going to move out. And so then you're kind of stuck with that. Well, do I sell my card now before it's not worth anything and not be able to play the deck I want to play for the next couple of months? Or, yeah, I don't know. Wasn't fun. I definitely like the Living Legends system more, and I love the fact that cards can come back. Yes, they do significantly drop when something Legends out, but it doesn't mean that that card is done. And so if you're patient, it doesn't mean that it's going to rock again in the future either, but if you're patient, it's better than Magic Standard. Put it that way. Value for your money, a little bit better than that. Yep, most expensive cards are generic. Exactly. So once you got it, once you have your cold foil 4-finger gloves, you can put this in any deck that you want to. And if you do, you are going to, you're going to confuse your opponent in a way that they might not be able to recover and handle the rest of the match from. So, there's that strategy too of surprise. Yep, very few cards hold tons of value for the Majestics. I've talked about that. That's one of the financial things I've talked about a lot on the channel. Because a lot of times, again, we're going to have a new set coming out real soon. There's going to be a lot of big hype about, as soon as you see what that set is, people renditioning hauntings, grabbing cards, trying to, get cards before the prices spike or different things. And sometimes they just kind of get pushed up to ridiculous prices. And it's like, they can't, Majestics within a set can only maintain so much value. And if it's not a generic, or it's not a codex, which is, fits in multiple classes, there's a bit of a ceiling on those. So it will be interesting to see how some of these element cards do, because they do have they have a similar vibe, kind of a multi-class vibe. especially the farther along we get into the game. Oh, gestures. And one of the reasons that Codex is so valuable too is there's just nothing else in the set pulling anything. So if there was if there were other bigger hits in that set, it would help keep the price down on that. But there's not a lot of people looking to crack Outsiders at the moment, right? So this is a terrible box though. What happened here? We've been having all these amazing boxes and cool things, and then look at this. Whoa, this is about as bad as it gets in Rosetta. We have not seen a box. There we go. There we go. Lightning Greaves to save the dreams. To save the madness. There we go. Man, that was about to be the worst box maybe of all. There we go. Come on. Necromancer Pirate Dude. Because why not? Why not double count your blessing pack? Look at that. Look at that. Really 4 Majestics. Did I really only get 4? 4 non-foils? That feels not correct. Possible, not correct. I don't think I'm getting worse at seeing them, though. I shouldn't be getting worse at seeing them. I shouldn't be skipping them. After all this time, I really miss. Oh, no. I think we really got only 4. Oh, man. What a box. If we'd missed that Greaves, that would have been... I mean, it's still bad. It is still bad. Greaves does not make a box at this point. Oh, man. That's terrible. That was terrible. That's not the 5th anniversary we want to see right there. Come on. You can do better than that, boxes. You can. This is case number... Is this 4 or 3 in the video? I don't even know. I can find out. I can find out if I just look. Right? This is the... Okay, we're on the 4th case already. We're flying. Oh, man, Rattler. Well, I'm glad you got plow unders. Yeah, these bad boxes are definitely out there. Hopefully the rest of the case here will make up for it. I have seen a lot of 8 Majestic boxes. Usually means there's something hanging around that's been pulling them away. So hopefully we can find an 8 one, then we'll be back to the average we want to see. So Germinate is the first one here in box 2. We'll see if we can get back to an average of 6. Though the last case only had 22 in it instead of the desired 24. It happens. It happens. There you go. Broken in Rhinar. Well, if you want to buy them, I got some. If you want to buy some, I got some Sigil of Cycle Marvels. That one is not sold out yet. Ooh, there we go. There's a nice card. Look at that foil channel Lightning Valley. Still, we did half a box there. We got 2 non-foil Majestics. Man, this set, though, you can get wrecked. If you go to a store and you buy, like, half a box, you can get totally wrecked if you get the wrong side of the box. Like, it's hard enough if you get, you know, the bad box. But if you're going for less than a box, ooh. Ooh. That is one thing, you know, about Magic and Star Wars Unlimited. Like if you buy a pack, you do get a rare. It may not be a good rare, but you get a rare. In Flesh and Blood, rare really means uncommon, right? So you don't always get a Majestic in your pack. I think that's the only thing about Flesh and Blood that, you know, at least pack-wise, maybe I wish was kind of different. I kind of wish they somehow had a slot within every pack that felt like a chance. Because some of the packs you just look at and you're just like, man, that pack, just like that one right there, was just nothing. Absolute nothing. Not even, you know, a card to put in a rare binder or something like that. Not making up here on our Majestics though. We are at 4 for this box too. We have 2 packs, 2 more chances. Oh man, well we did find Null Shock. So watch out everybody. We've got Null Shock here. I'll put that in this row. We might have number 6. We did get 6. Okay, so that time we got back to 6. It was not 6 of Glory, but it was 6. This is the Channel Lightning Valley. Was very nice though, with the Sigil of Cycles. Still not the box you really want to open. Still not a dream. Oh man. As you can see though, if you've been watching the whole video, would have not had any of the Marvel heroes. And again, so this is streakage time. Streakage time in Flesh and Blood again. Well, look at that. 4 cases. Well, we're in the middle of case 4 here, but 4 cases. No Marvel heroes of any type. So you'll get a bunch of sigils. Bunch is maybe not the right word. You get some sigils. And then at some point it switches, and then all you get is heroes. Or you get, you know, a bunch of heroes. It's just such a weird, like, I don't know what kind of mix they did in that slot, but it's a little weird. Oh, Whittle-Claw Tarsus is cool. And it's especially sad, like, you know, if your store, maybe they didn't order tons of boxes or tons of cases or whatever, but I would be very, very possible, I'm sure it's actually happened in different places, where your store, they might get 10 cases, but they might just get one of those streaks that have none of the Marvel heroes in it. That's a little sad. Of course, vice versa, if you're the store who gets that streak that has all the Marvel heroes in it, you know, then you're rocking. Then you're absolutely having a good time of it. Hopefully next year's set, so I got that figured out a little bit better. We'll get there. We'll get there. Of course, you know, they like to tweak the system, and every time you tweak the system, it changes something else. Unexpected consequences. Someday it feels like they're going to just find that beautiful Vaporized Shock with another foil destructive Aether Tide. There is that streak. We've had 2 of that foil Majestic so far today. Those also like to come in their little streaks. I've had 2 Lightning Greaves as well. No Bark Skins. Today, I think Bark Skin's the only one we haven't had. We had a Cold Foil Aether. That pack. Oof. So far, still only 4 non-foil Majestics. There's number 5, the trick one. There's number 6. It was a double Disappointment Majestic pack. Sad though. Still kind of another sad box. Again, at least you get a couple Majestics that are fun. Channel Lightning Valley, Destructive Aether Tide. But it's not like you buy this box and you're like super ecstatic that you grabbed it. This is going to be one of our lower value cases, that is for sure. And no progress on trying to pick up those missing Majestics from the first box of the case. We got one more. This must be a good one because it's not fully intact. It's not too bad. Not too bad. But we really would need 8 Majestics in this pack. In one pack, that'd be awesome. In this box to get back to 24, and our first opportunity is a hero. It's just a hero, my friends. Man, there is no lack in those heroes. That's a weird feeling foil. No lack. Definitely not the Majestic you want to see. Oh, but there we go. Okay. This case is back. Face Purgatory in the extended art. My goodness. That is the best card we have seen all day. We've been pulling lots of mid-tier stuff. There we go. This is our first big hit in 4 cases. Come on, I've been talking about Flesh and Blood for years about how you really need to get those big hits. 1 in 4 cases. That's not where you want to be, but we'll take it. We'll take it. Man, you know, Conrava, the adult hero Majestics feel even worse. They feel even worse after hundreds of boxes. Man, yes they do. Because you get to the point where it's like, okay, I've still got 30 of those left. I don't need another one. And you know, I can put it at a quarter, but I just don't need any more in that pile. Though, funnily enough, I think I sold out of. I finally sold out of like Uprising, Dromai, and Phi cards. It took a couple of years, but I don't think I have any more of the adult heroes anymore for those two. You know, they were just tokens back then. So, you know, eventually use them all up, a little vaporizing. We did get our 4 cold foil slots in this case. Still trying to see if we can get all of the non-exciting Majestics. Look at that. We hit 2 of them in a row right there. We are really, really not rocking that slot. This might be a big Majestic box, though. What we got so far here? 2, 4, 5. Florian was first, wasn't he? Yeah. So it's just 5. How could we forget that, Florian? How could we forget you? Shan't be forgotten. Apparently our list has been forgotten, though. This is the 3rd video in a row. 3rd video in a row with not a single card checked off the list. And each video has had like 16 boxes in it. So I don't know what we did wrong. There we go. That's number 6 of the box for Majestics. Oh my goodness, can you believe it? Last pack. So we are, yep. It's going to be another 22 Majestic box, or case. That means we had 2 of those in a row. It's a little sad. I think that means the next box case thing is going to have what? The 2 22s in a row. That means this one probably has 26, 28, maybe? I don't know. I don't know if we should open it. Should we find out? It's a little disappointing. That feels like, you know, the face purgatory. Awesome. But I was a little disappointed in our Majestic train here. It was not my dream train. It definitely is a reasonable case. Definitely. It is not a terrible case. I mean, this one is like, you know, there you go. You're doing, most of your case work is done right there. And we got a legendary, and we got a Marvel. But here we got the 2, Channel Lightning Valley. And that's what we got. We had a foil one too, and a foil Destructive Aether Tide. I think it's just after all the other cases I've seen, it's like, oh, you were so close. You know, you could have been amazing. Maybe that's just because of the last streak of cases that I've been on have been pretty wild. Pretty wild. So coming back down to earth. You got to come back down to earth, to reality, because when you do the madness, you get to see it all, right? You get to see the bad cases, you get to see the good cases, and you get to see the normal cases, the reasonable cases. We don't like going for reasonable, though, right? I mean, that's why madness is in the name. Reason is not our goal. We want unreasonable things. The other day I was opening one of these boxes. You know how you have this little thing that says no, don't do it. So this knife is slightly different than that knife. But anyways, I did it, and I just, you know, the person watching me do it, they saw the no, but I took the thing and I just, you know, did exactly what it says not to do. But it's okay, right? You're going to be okay. Look at this. Look at this. See, it goes across here, and when you have the tape on there, it just kind of goes across here. It doesn't hurt anything. It's okay. Doesn't even really do anything there. It's gonna be fine. Gonna be fine. And I was telling them, I was like, it's all about the speed. It's all about the speed. If I got to do hundreds and hundreds of boxes, we cannot slowly open this case. You gotta just go for it. You gotta go for it. We're gonna do one more case here. Then I should probably ship all the orders we have this afternoon, get them going in the post office. We do have a large stack of those, and probably have to re-add some more cards. Because a lot of excitement, a lot of movement happening as people are prepping for the set announcement that will be coming in soon, coming at Worlds. People are prepping for that and prepping for the announcement of the next Armory deck whenever that happens. So a lot of chatter out there. The Eternal Inferno. Is that our only hope? The Eternal Inferno. See our only hope, my friends? I hope not. Verdance. Check something here quick. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I guess going for the dust. The dust keeps on selling. Gotta find more dust cards. Earth's Embrace. Is that the first one we got today? That might be the first. That's okay. I'm okay with only getting 1 in 5 cases. I will not complain about that. I don't think we had one in that last case. Ooh, Call to the Grave. There's a good one to have. The foil. Ooh, and double Majestic pack. Again, this time it is double foliage. So a foil, current funnel, foil, gust wave of the second wind. That's what we like to see. Halfway through a box and you got triple foil Majestics with another 4 on the other side. You start to feel like you're hitting the slots. You start to wonder though if you're going to run out of slots in this box. Okay. Here's our chance. Here's our chance to pick up on those missing Majestics. We're going to try with the upside down pack. I have seen more packs in this set that are upside down, upside down. I say the same thing twice there. I don't know. They are, I guess, 2 different ways of upside down. That's a way of upside down. That's a way of upside down. I did say the same thing twice, but I meant 2 different things, and that was not clear. Here we go. Okay, there's the 6. 6 for this one. I'm going to pick up a couple to make up for the last few boxes of the missing Majestics. Nope. 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 3 more packs. Oh no, oh no. That was all front loaded in that one. There was nothing happening in the second half of that box. It was all tease. All tease on that one. It had the signs of we're going to be amazing that snuffed it out. Snuffed out all the hope in that second half. Okay. Oh, it's you. It's you. You're cool. You're pretty cool. We've seen cards not as cool as you. Neil cold foil there. Eclectic Magnetism. That might be the first one of those today, too. Which is funny. It's funny to me just how hard it is to get some of these cards to come to Temptation. You might have to open up 15 cases to find 3 copies of a random Majestic. But you might. You might sell it for $6. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Of course, you find some other goodies along the way that make it worth it. At least that's the dream. That is the dream here. This is, you know, we're doing, best thing we're doing here is foil Majestics. There we go. Arc Lightning is a nice non-foil one. It's one of those Majestics hanging out in the $10 range. Had snuff out as well. So we're doing better on Majestics than we were in the previous box, feels like. Until I did that. Sorry, previous case is what I meant to say. I mean, that previous case is looking good, though. That face purgatory is looking real good right now. Seems like we have found the other end of the streakage than what we would have hoped to do today. Plan for the worst. We didn't plan for the worst, did we? We did not make those plans. We were hoping for a second, cold foil something. Just have a respirator out of 2 boxes. Last pack here, box number 2. And look at that. Yep, 1 cold foil so far. Hopefully that means we've got doubleage somewhere ahead. You definitely do not get one in every box. Oh yeah, that's going to be a good pack right here. This is the one. It's a jumper. Well, it's a double majestic. Double majestic. It tried. It tried to produce. Seeds of Tomorrow. Yeah. Wow, look at that. Look at all that glory. It just keeps coming. Can't be stopped. It can't be stopped. Oh, there we go. There's something. There's a truce. I haven't seen a lot of truces today. I've seen a couple, I think. I like that card. It's a fun card. Another, $10, $11, $12 card. Drink them under the table. It's going to get there. It'll get there someday. Zane says we're due for the Rosetta Thorn. I believe so too. But you know what? I'll take a Felling of the Crown right now. That one has, I think that's just number 2 of the video here in 5 cases. I would love to see that Thorn. Man. It feels like it's time. Sometimes it doesn't matter though. Doesn't matter how far you go. If you just get the wrong boxes, you don't get it. This'll Bloom Life foil. This is where everybody who thinks about chasing cards, you don't have to do it. You can kind of live vicariously through all these openings to see, oof. Chances are very low for finding the big shiny, the big dude. Nothing, absolutely nothing. We got another box and a half. Sorry, not box and a half, box and like 3 packs. That'll be the end for today's video. Again, we gotta go do some shipping. And man, you can only look for so long before you need a break or before you just need some lunch. It's about lunchtime. Oh, it's our cold foil ink lined cloak. They're still super cool looking. They are very, very cool looking cards. But we're down here, end of this case. We have one box. We're missing a cold foil. We're right on the money for non-foil Majestics, and we're ahead on the foil ones. We already have 6 of those, which is good. So, you know, maybe we got a bonus one from there as opposed to a cold foil. I don't know. The last box. Last box, but you know, of course, after 5 years here in Flesh and Blood, we're not done. We are no ways done with this game. Very, very fun game. We're going to make some more Flesh and Blood content, of course, coming out here pretty soon. We got Star Wars Unlimited is coming. We're going to get back to some altered breaks as well. We're going to try and do some restocks on some of the previous sets here for Flesh and Blood because, you know, right now we've just been focused on Rosetta, but there are some other sets that could use a little bit of a boost in their stockage. So very happy, you know, if you've been holding out on your Felling of the Crown or something, and you're looking to do some trades, you want to trade some old Flesh and Blood for some new Flesh and Blood or something like that, you can always send me an email, mastersetmadness.com. Let me know what you got. Send me a list, send me some pictures, and we'll make it happen. Try and make a good deal that works out for all of us. Of course, if you're just going to trade one card, you're probably going to find better trade value if you just trade that with your, you know, somebody you know close by. You don't have to ship it. You don't have to do any of that jazz. But if you want to trade a lot, you want to move a lot, and you want it to be pretty easy, I can help you with that. Try and make it as easy as possible. It'd be way easier than finding this Rosetta Thorn. Oh man, maybe in the next set we gotta just start buying singles too. Gotta buy the singles I can't find. Null shock. We've been nullified. Nullified. Couple more packs. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being part of the madness. Appreciate it if you like these videos. It's our second one today. Oh, the Streak Edge. The Streak Edge, the Eternal Inferno extended art. That's so funny. It's so funny how they streak like that. If you like watching streaks of cards here in Rosetta, appreciate it if you hit a like on the video. Helps me know that this is the kind of content you like in the future. You want to see more. 4 more packs. We're going to snuff it out after that. Look at that. We did hit 7 foil Majestics here. 3 more packs. We got feet. We got the feet. Oh man, 2 more chances until we take some more chances. An arc lightning, very nice. We get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 on that side. So we're actually down a Majestic. So we're hoping this is gonna be really bad though if we don't get another cold foil. I don't think I've seen a 2 cold foil box yet. Case. I guess maybe. Whoa! There we go. The very last pack. Sigil of Lightning. Come on. If you're gonna get one of those sigils, Lightning is one of the ones you want. Ooh, yes. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I now have a playset of those. I got a playset now because I sold my first playset or two. So very nice. Okay, that was a nice little surprise. Look at that. Look at how you get in that with the sigil of lightning sneaking in. Again, we still came one low on these Majestics. I don't know, maybe the extended art counts as a cold foil for 4 there. We got 7 there. But yeah, what a nice way to end those 5 cases. 5 cases. What? 5 times 4. Another 20 on our list. So you know what that means? That means we've opened 188 boxes of Rosetta. After 188 boxes opened here on the channel, we're still missing 2 EA Majestics and 4 Marvels, including the Thorn. That is crazy. That is not what I expected. But every new set's a little different. So hopefully we have a little bit better luck at the next set, but of course we're not quite done here. We still got a couple of chances. So we'll see you next time. Peace.